Hello, this is a review of the Harmony 900 Universal Remote from Logitech. I think this is an absolutely excellent remote with a few small drawbacks, but it brings its own set of advantages. So when we talk about the 900, we'll have to, of course, talk about a quick comparison of the Harmony 1, which I'll be able to mention in a minute. But let's first talk about it in general. As a universal remote, it's excellent. It has a great feel in your hand. I love the molding on the back, as you can see here, that helps it just rest nicely in your hand. All the buttons are context sensitive, so as you see where it nicely nestles, I feel like my thumb can hold anywhere here, and with the extra beveled edge, you can drop it down and hold it here if that's depending on the device, and it just gives you a place to hang on to it. I like the feel of the buttons on this, so for example, when you go in and want to press a button, it has a nice click, sort of, but not too squishy of a feel. And one of the best benefits of a one-size-fits-all that is the one remote to rule them all is that what you do is you program activities rather than pick individual devices. So this isn't here as a simple stand-in as just your TV remote or just your DVD remote or any of them one at a time. Although all of those are available. For example, on the screen we see that there's a devices button as well. So let's hit the devices and we can see that I can access a simulated remote of each one of them individually if I wanted to. But realistically you're using the activities button, which is normally your button right here. And this gives you things like watch TV and watch DVD, play Wii. And for example, watch DVD is meant to turn on everything needed to watch a DVD. That means your TV, your audio system, your DVD player. Set the input on your TV to the right source. Set the audio input on your home theater system to the right audio source. And so you can put all your other remotes away and that's all you have to do. And when you're done and want to turn things off, there's just the single off button right here that you can go ahead and press. And it turns everything off all at once. So this is excellent for those reasons. And every key on here is programmable and for any device. So while you're watching a watch DVD activity, such as if I hit that, I can go ahead and then program any key to any of the devices that would actually be involved with watching a DVD. So I can choose to say, on my case, my audio system, here's the default mute button right here. But my TV doesn't mute itself all the time, so I've actually programmed this button to mute the TV, so I can just press that if the TV doesn't seem to be muted. These 4 colored keys are nice because there's just generic things you can program to anything for the devices. Now a lot of DVRs have the colored keys by now as well, so you're probably familiar with seeing these if you have a modern DVR. However, I find I don't use those buttons very much, so I like to program these to other things. So, like this might be my watch TV button on my TiVo. This one might be my TV power, so because I constantly like to just leave things on and just flip the TV off while I go and do something like grab the laundry. So it's really nice to be able to program any key you want, and I like to program this to the red button or as a delete because I'm using my red button for something else. Now you don't have to. There's default assignments for everything, but it's nice to be able to do all of that you like. So it all comes down to these activities that you can set up as many activities as you'd like. These are the soft keys as well once you've picked something. So let's go ahead and pick something. Let's say play Wii. Now, I wanted to point out one thing is that not every device is compatible with an IR or RF signal. So the Nintendo Wii is one example that itself doesn't respond to the power on off, but every other component in your system would. Xbox does, though. The Microsoft Xbox does have an IR port because it's meant to be for a DVD player as well. But then you get these menu buttons up here, the soft touch buttons that you can program for anything. And I don't have too many in this particular one, but I like easy access, and they give you a whole bunch of default ones, but I like to be able to put them as any one I'd like. And again, they're from any of the mixed devices for the activity. That's still aside from the devices menu that you could have done. So The other big aspect of the Harmony 900 is that it supports both IR and radio frequency. So with an IR remote, it's just light emitting that you have to have a direct line of sight. So it has a large blast radius of the whole area here and on top and 2 emitters. So it's one of your strongest IR signals you can get. But you still have to generally point it at the device. Now, since it emits out of the back here too, you're also welcome to hold the remote like this. So you don't have to look at the screen, pick your button, point it at it, and then press it. You can actually hold it like this, press a button, and it's going to blast in the direction behind it as well. That's nice. But you still can't just put it backwards, go press a button here when your TV is that way, and expect that it's going to hit the TV unless it goes and bounces off a wall or something like that. So it's really nice that this one has radio frequency. Now, radio frequency can go through walls and cabinets for the most part. Now, it's still not meant to be something that's going to be across a concert hall. I mean, it's something that you probably want to be in the same room as, but what's nice is I can have it pointing here, the TV's over there, or if my audio system's over here and my DVD player's over there. And what I find with my other remote is I learn the sequence. I happen to know which ones it's going to turn on off first. So I kind of just, when I hit the power button when I'm done, I kind of just go like this and I catch all the devices on my Harmony 1. But on this particular remote, anything it's going to hit it. However, the Harmony 900 isn't quite as responsive as I notice. The buttons take a little, they're not quite as fast as I was getting out of the Harmony 1, which didn't have the 4 keys. Notice the difference in the 4 colored keys that we don't have here. But for example, you can just put them as a soft touch button on the Harmony 1. And of course this one is just purely IR, but this one is blazing fast. I love the fact that the Harmony 1, you can just flip pages, and the biggest one for me was the devices menu. Just comes right up. Flick these around, whereas on this one, if I go hit the devices menu, it seems to dim for a second and then comes up. Pages turn okay there, but honestly you don't access the devices menu too much if you've set up your activity right. So this was excellent for that. I do notice that paging up and down in my TiVo isn't quite as fast as it was with this, because I've actually put them together and raced them. So in the end, every once in a while something sticks, that it just like I hit fast forward and it won't stop. I'm like, stop, stop, stop. So in the end, I actually can toggle whether or not it's IR or RF. So I've actually gone into the options and picked what's going to use RF and not, and I actually toggled the TiVo back to IR, and I just point that at that one and it catches the rest of them. So how does the RF work is basically it transmits via radio frequency to some other device, such as a base station like this that plugs in with an AC adapter, and then this is a big IR blaster. I mean, this whole thing is an IR for the most part. And you put this inside your cabinet, and you could have a wall in front, and it's going to catch your devices as much as possible. And then off of the back of this, you can actually connect individual extra ones. These are little mini IR emitters that you can run to different places. Basically, you want to put them pretty much really near the IR ports you need. They sell these things that they're calling precision cables. So there's this thing that you've probably seen in the manuals that says Harmony IR precision cables. All these is a bunch of little IR emitters, and you are supposed to take this tape and find the exact place where the IR is going in and slap this over, and this is guaranteeing you it's going to be as direct as possible. These you have to purchase through the company website. You can also buy additional ones of these, such as I've done here. This is what I ordered from the Logitech parts store. This is actually as a replacement part, but this way I actually have 3 of these now. You can also get the extra IR emitters that 2 of each could plug into one of these base stations. And I have more details in my review. And then you can get extra AC adapters that you'll need to. So you get one of these, buy an AC adapter and an extra pair of these, and you're good to go. So I'm very happy with it. I've had it for over 2 years. Thank you for listening to the review.